There's something we want to look into today. In our culture, in Igbo, is it proper or is it right? Youth of today want to take advantage of their women and want to get them pregnant before going for marriage. Our guest today is Udo Ngoma.
This is a wonderful question. There are so many ways you can look at this. One, you can look at it traditionally, like you said, mentioning the Igbo tradition. You can also look at it from the moral point, or you can also look at it from the religious angle. Let me take it as a traditionalist. I will come to the religion and other ones. Traditionally, it's not proper. Many people that will say, if the woman gets pregnant, I will go and pay for the bride price. The Igbo traditional system doesn't permit that. They don't permit it because to some, there are procedures of getting married. First of all, you talk of ekaka. You go and introduce yourself first. Then you have the ibanku. Then in some people, you have to do the ivuefere or things like that to complete it. And the Amala people, as in the people, must participate. But the most important one, you can do all these things. What shows that you are really married is when you do the egishiwai. That particular money, some people, is very little money. It ranges from 20 naira to 3,000. Some, at most, will collect 10, 15,000. Outside every other thing you have done. So that particular one is what we are talking about. I believe that's where you're referring. The Egishinwai. Because of the way our society, modern society lives today, many people will go and they don't know your lifestyle. Many people, they will say, some of them don't have womb. Are you sure that they are going to give birth? Those things, because of those fears, they will now say, I will make sure that this woman gets pregnant before I marry. Okay, even at that, it defies moral. The church, the religion, different religions they want you to go into marriage without pregnancy and all those things. But
let me continue. This traditional, was it there before in our ancient days?
Yes, traditionally, that is what I'm trying to let you know. Traditionally, it is wrong. Because when you marry a woman, when you pay the bride price, I'm not talking about any other thing you're doing, the Egishinwai in particular, that's when you do it while the child is in the belly, pregnant woman, you are marrying two people. And that is why I look at some of us today, some of the youths, they don't know what is actually happening.
Let me get you right. What you mean is that you cannot pay your bride price when a woman is pregnant.
Yes, it is improper. Why? Because you can do any other, you can go for your marriage or go your church wedding, do other things. Now, when you marry a girl, when a woman is pregnant and you now go and pay the bride price, what you have done is to marry two people. And that's why in the society, many people, they don't know what is actually happening to them. Some are slaves in their father's house. Some are like slaves in their father's house. Some are married to their father. When you pay the bride price of your pregnant wife, is your wife. You're coming to marry her. Now, she's pregnant. If you pay the bride price, you just marry two people. When she gives birth, by culture, by our tradition, when you give birth, if it's a man, you have bought him as a slave because you can't pay for a man's head. But if it's your wife, if it's a girl child, you have also married her, your own daughter alongside the mother. You see, that is why our ancestors are very, very smart. They don't permit that. But with this kind of religion they've imposed on us now, the religion the Western world brought to us is still dressed in colonialism. They want to make us understand that our own traditions, our own culture is rubbish. But you forget, the culture is a total way of people's life, people's total way of life. That is what culture is. Now, they come to us trying to let us drop everything about us, our identity. So, and our people are swallowing everything they have taught us, hook, line, and sinker. And that is why most of us, we don't have identity any longer. So, I understand. If your wife is pregnant or your girlfriend is pregnant, you've not married her, you can do the Kwakanozo, go and inform the parents. You can even do your Ebanko. But the community or the elders of that family should not collect that bride price. Let the bride price, that particular money, be paid immediately after childbirth.
If there is a mistake, whatever happened that you paid bride price unknowingly, can it be reversed?
Which,
when he is pregnant?
How will you not know that you are all smart? See, most of us, I know, is the fears. Some people will say,
Why I say that, you can be dating a young girl, a young lady now, but he didn't know that the lady is maybe a month or 2 months pregnant, and you are already planning to go for a traditional wedding or bride price.
There's nothing about it. If you know, how will you not know? The girl, unless you are committing incest. A girl of age who is already seeing her menstruation should know when you did not see her menses the first month, the second month, you know you are pregnant. Of course.
There is something called hormonal imbalance. Some people, it's 1 or 2.
There's no way any woman who can, unless you are doing a family planning, any woman who did not see her menstruation for 2 months should ask questions. So there's nothing like you don't know. If maybe it is on the pipeline, you have agreed to do all these things. If you notice that, yes, your woman is pregnant, simple. You can do every other thing. With the Mona, you can tell them, my wife is pregnant. Some elders will tell you, even the elders will tell you, nah, look at this particular money, we will not take it for now. When our daughter gives birth, you have done every other thing. You go and give them the bride price. It's not expensive.
In case you married somebody that is related to you mistakenly, is there any?
Those mistakes are not, ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you marry somebody who is related to you, your blood relationship, where you don't, what you do is you will go back to your villages and the proper msala, you have defied the land, you must have to do it, and they will set you free. So that one, you cannot even come. Okay, we are talking about bride price here. You are going to pay the bride price of someone related to you. Are you going in alone? Yeah, people will have to follow you. Ask.
These people stay abroad, did a traditional, please go and marry this so person for me, and all those kind of it. Why they have already started having children and other things.
In that case, they have not paid the bride price. What we are talking about, they've not. If they meet abroad or any other way, they don't even know how closely related they are, and they are having children. It's no problem. But you have to come home to pay the bride price. That is when the people will know, oh.
But these days, people went, maybe you are staying in Lagos, these two families are staying in Lagos, they just go together and pay their price without going to village. Some traditional weddings these days are conducted in town instead of going back to the village.
But that's the problem there. You see, I wish we will understand who we are. Most of the things we are doing today, I know there is always culture. There are some things to us, they are cultural aberration. There are some things, yes, culture over time grows. You drop the things that are not very good in your culture. You learn from or import other things, and your culture will be thick. But when it comes to this particular issue, there are some things you cannot just ignore. So we don't just come and say, you marry, you met in town. If you want to do your wedding about the Western world, or you're going to do, even some churches today, they don't involve the traditional setting. They don't say, don't go to their family to ask questions. These things are wrong. So our religion is dressed in the colonial shape. This is not what Christianity is all about. There is also tradition in the Bible. There is also tradition in the church. So when they come and say, drop everything about you, the person who is telling me to drop my identity, to take a new rules, he or she will give me as his follower, I can't do that. So let us try to understand who we are first. Because unless you are proud of your identity, anything they are saying pertaining you will be just where you don't believe it. That is why most of us, we should always try to see how we can resuscitate the good aspects of our culture. And that our culture tells us who we are. And that is why we can lose our identity in the world. Us to dabble into this, but I think I want our listeners to know that, one, it is wrong. I don't say you cannot sleep with your woman before marriage and all those things. When the question is, when did marriage start? When did you contract marriage? The time you contract marriage is when you and the woman, the man and the woman, have agreed that they are going to marry themselves. If I even refer you back to the Bible, Amos 3 verse 3, can two work together unless they agree? Immediately two of you agree that you are going to marry each other. That marriage has started. Then you now involve your parents to do some of these checks. So why attract unnecessary costs on yourself or your children by even buying down your own child in the name of you don't want people to know that your wife is pregnant? Some people do that. Once they know that the woman has missed her period, they will just rush. Let us do everything so that nobody will know. Some people do say, let us do it so that the church will not punish us or push us out of the church. So they will do that in self-deceit. So you can't, because of trying to hide something, that means you live in deceit. You can't, because you want to hide things from the people, and you attract punishment, you attract curses on yourself and your children. No. If you watch it critically, you know that what I'm trying to say, or what our fathers, our forefathers, our ancestors have laid down as a rule is very, very glaring.
Okay.
Don't ever, that's my humble appeal to our youth. Don't ever do that. The church, if you say you do it, my pastor will send me out. If I do it, they will think I'm not morally sound. I see people even going to the extent of recommending abortion for their girls in order to protect their image, their morality. Those things are wrong. So if you know you are not ready for such, I don't want to keep myself the room for people to start to live a life of deceit. Live your life as long as it is within the principles being laid down. All these things, they have consequences. Whatever thing you are doing.